Hello, my loves. We are going to dive into the Virgo full moon coming tomorrow as I'm filming this. So this weekend was a little bit crazy, but beautiful. It was a wonderful weekend. So we didn't get a chance to record this conversation on the moon we're having tomorrow. So in the future, I'm going to try and put the full moon reports up on the channel a little bit early, maybe 3 or 4 days before rather than one day before, but bear with me today. I hope that you can receive from this energy and tap into it, knowing that we typically have 3 days previous to the moon and 3 days prior to the moon that we still feel the energy shift. So knowing that, we're going to dive into the Virgo full moon conversation that I'm seeing in the chart. Every astrologer you follow and work with, everyone who studies astrology, is going to have a different lens of the conversation. So I'm so honored that you're here with me today and you're diving into my lens of what I'm seeing when I'm looking at the chart, when I'm looking at the sky, and the bigger conversations we're going to have that are sort of piggybacking off of what I'm seeing right now. Okay, so we've got a couple things to talk about, and that includes the full moon itself in Virgo at 16 degrees, and that axis of the sun and the moon in direct opposition, Pisces and Virgo, as well as a bigger conversation we're going to have over the next week, which is Chiron conjunct Jupiter. That conjunction is happening on March 12th. I believe that's next Sunday. So I'm going to do a whole video on that because I really think we need to tap into that energy, and I'm going to release that later this week. But that conversation needs to happen, and it is sort of impacting this moon a little bit. It's not necessarily in aspect to the moon, but the energy, we're feeling it. Okay, so we've also got the shift of Saturn moving into Pisces, about an hour after the full moon is exact. And we are still in that ending phase of Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn. That shift is happening on the 23rd of March. So we're going to talk about all those things in greater detail. If you haven't already watched the podcasts on Pluto shifting into Aquarius, there are two, one with myself and my dear soul friend and astrologer, Renata. And if you have not already watched the conversation around Saturn shifting into Pisces with myself and Vanya Banks, please go watch those. They are really deep dives into the possibilities and the themes we can be expecting through this shift. Okay, so we're going to dive in. And we're going to talk about the full moon Virgo. Okay, so like I mentioned, we have full moon Virgo in direct opposition, as a full moon is always a direct opposition to the sun in Pisces at 16 degrees. So when I'm pulling up the chart for that exact moment, I love to tap into the houses, though, we don't typically, when looking at a transit, look at the houses, but when you're looking at a moon transit, that exact moment, and you kind of see a glimpse of the chart based on what is rising at that moment. So it's an Aries rising moment, which means that everything is in its proper houses in the chart, which means that the Virgo moon is sitting in its natural placement of the 6th house in Virgo, and Pisces sun is sitting in its natural place of the 12th house in Pisces. So I love this double-edged conversation of impact, of potency, of the moon being in its comfortable house, because it's in Virgo. Not necessarily that the moon is comfortable in Virgo, but when it's in Virgo and it's in the 6th house, it's like that energy is not divided in any way, and the sun is in its place of Pisces in the 12th house. So we have this beautiful conversation with a few aspects that are changeable and dynamic that we're going to talk about, but essentially boiling this down for a moment to its base is the Virgo moon is all about discernment, work, routine, and lifestyles. And the main thing about this is that it is a cleanup. Okay, so the full moon itself is this potent energy where If you guys have followed me for a long time, if you've studied with me, you know I describe the moon and its phases like a chalice, okay? So that full moon energy means that the chalice is full. Okay, we have spent the last 2 weeks filling up the chalice. We've spent the last 6 months filling up the chalice since the last Virgo new moon. Okay, so last, it would have been September-ish. I can't think of the exact date right now. We have been filling up this cup. So on that new moon Virgo, the chalice is empty. Okay, that chalice is empty. And again, when we have it in the fall, we'll have another empty chalice. But this energy right now is that we have been filling that chalice up for months, for 6 months, half a year of information. And so we hit this pinnacle, this moment with the Virgo full moon. The chalice is full of whatever you filled it with, okay? Wherever this is impacting you in your chart, you're going to tap in. What house is Virgo ruling in your chart? That's where you've been filling things. And we hit this moment where the cup is full. Okay, the cup is full. And now Virgo's job, the Virgo full moon's job, is to help you discern what is useful and what is not. And this is all in reference to your lifestyle, your routines, your health, your everyday. How's it going? Okay, how is it going? How are your tasks going? How is your organization going? How are you doing in your physical daily life? Okay, the Leo energy that we've just moved through was the refinement of the self, the refinement of our inner being. And now we have the Virgo full moon helping us refine the self. Okay, how is everything working? Is everything working? How is your work going? Do you have a plan? Okay, do you have a routine? Do you have a practice in place in order to make your life functional? And the sixth house or Virgo energy is all about like, do you have a way to make your life work so that when you pass into that Libra energy next month, and when we have the node shift, when we move into the Libra energy, is your life functional to connect in with others, to be in collaboration and harmony with others? So right now you are refining yourself. You are purifying the self. This is Virgo energy. It's all about purification. Is the temple pure? And if you guys happen to be able to join me in the Sacred Downloads Masterclass I just taught, we talked all about purification. So know that that is up for sale. I'll post it in the link below. So if you guys do want to tap into that masterclass and you weren't able to join me live, purification is one of the key components to tapping into your divine essence, Pisces, okay? That whole masterclass ended up being very Virgo Pisces axis. And if you know my chart, you know I'm high Virgo, and I have a stellium in the 12th house. So the energy between purifying the vessel, clearing the vessel, ensuring that the physical body, the physical experience, the life around you, you know, how your everyday looks, is working in a way that is functional and powerful so that you can achieve your dreams. Okay, the sun in Pisces right now is helping you dive into what are your big dreams? What are your wildest dreams? This is the energy I'm tapping into. What are your wildest dreams? What do they feel like? What do they look like? What energy do they invoke within you? What is the emotion, right? When we think about manifesting, visualization, all that stuff, we're thinking about the emotion it invokes within us. So what is that emotion? And how is your lifestyle, your routines, and your work in alignment with getting to your wildest dreams? Because a lot of you right now are going to be listening to this, and you know I'm working through this stuff too, always as a Virgo. But you're going to sit here and listen to this conversation and say, wow, my lifestyle and routines are not in alignment with my wildest dreams. When we think about goal setting, when we think about systems and organization, Virgo, the goal is the Pisces, okay? That's the dream. That's the overarching desire. And then the Virgo is, how are you going to get there? How the hell are you going to get there? What are the steps? What is the system? What is the routine that is going to help you get there? I've been doing a lot of work around this since Capricorn season. It really hit me in Capricorn season with the Mercury retrograde happening through my Capricorn energy. that I had to reinstate a new system in my life if I wanted to achieve everything I want to achieve, like moving back to British Columbia in the fall, achieving the next level in my business, being able to teach more people, access more people, and show you guys this sacred work. That's my work. But I've had to implement new systems, and I'm still doing that. And I'm reading the book. I just started reading the book Atomic Habits right now, which is a very Virgo book, very Virgo Capricorn book of like, you're going to have to do this small micro things to change your life. It's not all going to happen at once. You're going to have to refine and purify in order to achieve your goals. So what are you doing every single day that is helping you move the needle forward toward your Piscean dream, toward your vision? Now, remembering that Pisces on its low octave is delusions, it's illusions, it's the fog. It's not clear. So Virgo clarifies the fog. Virgo helps you discern what is true, what is not, what is useful, what is not. It looks into the Piscean fog and it says, hey, you're in an illusion right now. You're in an absolute fog. You've got to clear this. You've got to clear and find clarity. Okay, this is heaven to earth, earth to heaven. That axis is where you find your magic. And if you do not do the Virgoian work, the Virgo 6th house mercurial energy work, you are not going to get to your goals. You are going to spend your life in the Piscean fog, delusional about the changes you need to make in order to finally get there. I'm guilty of this, guys. I'm guilty of this. I feel like I've sat in that Piscean fog for the last, however many years. I've had a big Pisces transit over my son for the last couple of years. And it was like I dropped back into my body over the end of 2022. If you guys know or have listened to the conversation about my 7-year itch, you'll know all about that Neptune transit I just had. But when we have no clarity, we're in Pisces. We're in the 12th house. Everything is macro. Okay. Everything is universal. It's outside of us. It's bigger than us. It's the big picture, which is Pisces' gift. And we need the big picture. Okay. The big picture is the goal. The big picture is the vision. The big picture is, this is what I want. This overarching, beautiful energy of, I want to get here. Virgo is, how are you going to get there? What daily routines do you need to implement to get there? Who do you need to become to get there? And that's where we are right now. Okay. You need to refine yourself. You need to instate healthy habits that help you hit that mark. How are you going to get there? What are the steps you're going to take? Do you even know how to set goals and systems to get there? Do you know how to set your day up every single week, every single day in order to achieve something? Because if your goal is something so big as, go be able to live in the southern area in the winter. Okay, that's like a Canadian dream, is like, go be a snowbird. If you have absolutely no idea how to do that, then it's just like in the ether. Just like in the ether, you're never going to get there. But if you get into the Virgo energy of, okay, what daily routines or activities do I need to take? Maybe it's daily, maybe it's weekly. What do I need to do in order to achieve that goal? And then you start to break those things down and you start to do them. Okay, you'll get there. Is it that you need to shift jobs? Do you need to change the way you're earning income? Whatever it is, that's just like an example, but that is what we're working with right now. Okay, so I want you guys to tap into, where is this showing up for you? You're going to look at your charts and see, where's Virgo in my chart? What house is it ruling? I prefer to use whole signs, but if you're using Placidus or any other house system, you do you. Where is it showing up in your chart? What house or houses are being impacted by this moon? And then, do you have anything around 16 degrees Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, or Gemini? Sorry, I just had a brain fart, guys. Sagittarius or Gemini. So those mutable signs. Do you have anything around 6 degrees on either side being activated by this transit? Okay. And if you do, something is being shifted within you. Something is being awakened within you. The moon. Let's think about the moon for a minute. When the sun is in one area of the cosmos, the moon is in the other area of the cosmos. That's when we find the full moon. It's a direct opposition. So the sun is radiating a spotlight onto the moon, and it's hitting the moon, lighting up all your emotions, lighting that chalice up. Okay. That chalice is full, and suddenly you can see everything. So you can see all the areas you've been out of alignment, all the areas you need to clean up, all the areas you need to refine, all the areas you need to purify. They are in view. Okay. The light is there. You can see them. It's dirty. It's gritty. It's like, shit. Have I really been sitting in that? Have I really allowed that to happen? Yes. Okay. Accept it, work with it, change. Okay. You might need to start reading some new books. You might need to go down a YouTube rabbit hole. I've been looking at a lot of YouTube organization videos, like how do I organize my life? How do I organize my day? That's where I've been lately. Very Virgo. Okay. Maybe it's something like that for you. Maybe it's not. Tap into that house and see what's coming up for you. Okay. So that's one layer of this moon. Now, adding on to this energy, and I don't want to make this episode super, super long for you guys. I want you to be able to consume it pretty quick. So adding on to this, we have Uranus in a trine from the moon and a sextile to the sun. So what this means is we have support from Uranus right now for change. Okay. This is on one layer, on the karmic level, there is radical change that will happen. Okay. And if you're being impacted around these areas, we'll add into this 15 degrees of the fixed sign. So Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. If you have anything around those energies, that's an area being changed for you right now. That's an area being radically shifted for you right now. And in this shift, you have to tap into, where do you need to change? Where are you being invoked to change? And Uranus is not going to just be like, hey, do you want to change? Like, Uranus is going to be like, we're changing, we're shifting. So you get to tap into, okay, where am I changing and shifting right now? Where do I have support to become a new version of myself, become a more full version of myself, a more aligned version of myself, whatever it is? How are you purifying? What are the wild dreams you want to get to? How are you going to get there? And what do you need to change in order to do that work? Okay. One layer. Added to this, we have some energy, as I mentioned, of Chiron and Jupiter coming into conjunction. So they're 1 degree apart, and they together is this fusion of expanding the wound and expanding the wound of self. So when we think about Virgo asking you to refine yourself, sorry guys, I'm losing my voice here. When we think about Virgo trying to refine you, and Pisces trying to help you expand the vision and see the greater vision of your future, we have Chiron and Jupiter really asking you to tap into your wound of yourself. Do you know yourself? Do you honor yourself? Do you see yourself? Where have you lost yourself? Where have you lost your power? Where do you feel powerless? Okay, this is the energy of the warrior, the energy of the creative individual spirit and childhood wound. And Jupiter expands it. It makes it bigger. It brings hope and faith in one level. It's like, can we believe that we can heal the wound? That's part of this. Jupiter says, can we believe that there is hope and faith around our deep inner self wounding? And Chiron is like just trying to help you discover your true innate power as an individual sovereign being. So where do you feel powerless, right? Where do you feel like this wound is expanded? Where is your inner child wound? How are you working with it? And Virgo asks you to refine the self. Pisces asks you to see a bigger vision for yourself. And this energy of Chiron and Jupiter in the sky right now is highlighting everything that might make you feel like you can't get there. You're not powerful enough to get there. You're not creative enough to get there, but you are. You are. And so if you see the wound and honor the wound, can you refine the self in order to achieve the dreams? Okay. And adding to this, that Saturn energy shifting into Pisces within an hour of this moon, you're going to have to do the work to get there. You're going to have to put down roots, create systems, and organize the self in order to achieve whatever it is you need to achieve in order to get to the dream, right? As I mentioned, Saturn is the work. Saturn is hard work through Pisces. It's grounding Pisces. It's like bringing a Virgo Capricorn frequency into Pisces. You want the dream, do the work. Solidify the vision, clear the fog, get real, get grounded. And until you do that, you will continue to live in a dream. You will continue to see it as only a vision that has no tangible end, that has no grounding point. It's like you'll never get there because there is no end point to the dream. Now, I'm not saying plan 5 years ahead. I'm not saying plan a year ahead, 10 years ahead. I mean, what are the systems? What is the foundation? What are the routines that are going to get you there? Maybe you do set a time on this. Saturn is the father of time. Maybe he assists you in that. Or maybe it's just the act of changing daily habits to achieve and to get out of that fog that you may be in around a certain area of your life. So tap in. Where is that area for you? For me, it's my 6th house, 5th house, 6th house, depending where I'm working. And really tapping into my routines is where I'm at right now. You know, refining myself is where I'm at right now. And allowing myself to find, here's the added bonus here, flow. Okay? When you work, when you refine yourself, you are going to have to surrender. You are going to have to let yourself flow with the universe, allow the universe to play out through you. So this is the divine axis of Virgo and Pisces. Where do you have to work, refine, and, systemize versus where do you need to surrender and let go and become in a fluid state with the universe to trust that the vision is coming true. So there is an axis of work and surrender, work and surrender, work and surrender. And that's where we're at. Okay, that's where we're at. Checking in and just seeing if I'm missing anything here. We do have a little bit of an energy with Chiron coming into this moon. Yeah, so we have a quincunx there, meaning like this moon is not comfortable with Aries energy because it's the refinement of self. And that Chiron is just really working through who you are. So you're refining yourself, figuring out who you are, and tapping into your greater vision all at once. Who do you need to become? And what does your life need to look like in order for you to achieve your true vision? That is the question right now. And I want to know in the comments, let me know, what house is this aspecting for you? Tell me, what is your house that is ruled by Virgo in your chart? What is the house ruled by Pisces in your chart? They're going to be directly opposite. Let me know, where is this being impacted for you? How is it feeling? What lessons are coming up for you over the next couple days? And if you want to add on to this, throw in where you have Aries in your chart too, to see where Chiron is impacting you. So let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear from all of you, and I am sending you so much love. Until next time.